How to design an electrification system for military platforms as combat vehicles, UAV and RWS. Learn more from our live demo on key considerations for the design of electrification systems.
So, why people want electrification? Why it's so important? First, I started to speak about the high voltage. Why people are aiming for high voltage? And may I say that Reller itself is seeking for all types of opportunities to develop that. I will refer to that it is a challenge at this point for high voltage because a lot of our customers and partners are looking for such solutions. For example, the US military. The problem is that there are not enough solution in this, let's say, high voltage level, but also you need funding in order to have the devices, the components, the system that you need based on high voltage. So it's kind of, the egg and the chicken. Who's first? Where you get the funding in order to develop the products. I can tell you that Redler's roadmap and designing are already supporting 600 volts DC. Once we will find a partner, we will have the products. So let's talk about why electrification is so important for the military platform. Let's start with the last mile silent approach. We are all aware that if we have boats, if we have UAVs, any type of vehicle, once you go electric, you become silent. So it gives you an advantage. Remember how we can take technology and implement it and have advantage over our opponents. So being silent in the last mile, sometimes it's even more than the last mile. That means that it's not just when you approach the enemy, it's more than that. To keep quiet with all your vehicles, for example, when you are approaching the battlefield and so on. So last mile silence is very important. We are talking about the reliability of the systems, the ability to recover and do redundancy. And for that, you need a very smart electrical power grid. So you are from one end requirements, the technical requirements that they are facing. Another thing it is to meet the needs of the mission. Eventually, we have a mission that those type of platform need to support. So we are talking about actually being survivable. That means that if the system can be operating itself, taking care of the malfunction that it's facing, all kinds of things before the soldier, the operator, anyone pays attention, and instead of that being focused on the mission, that means that we support the mission. And sometimes, if I may, it's very important also for the soldiers' lives. As I said, we have an increasement in the usage of more and more electrified system and subsystems. So this is why you need more and more, let's say, electrification infrastructure. In some cases, though it seems not very important, it is. Pollution has a matter. So we want to use less gasoline, less diesel or whatever. And instead of that, we are moving towards electricity. Very important thing. One of the things that military or the defense industry likes is that the fact that the platform are available. And what does it mean? It doesn't mean that I'm using the vehicle, the combat vehicle or the UAV at this point. But once I want to use it and is now under training, all kinds of training in the field, whether it's in the warehouse, I need it to be available and it should be in the right fit, working and ready to be running up and working. So in this case, what we need actually is systems which are stable. I need maintenance tools, very good and progressive ones, so I can make sure that nothing happens in the battlefield, at least as much as I can. This is why predictive maintenance tools or preventive maintenance tools, all of those and more are very important. And as I said, and I started to speak about data from the bottom, let's talk from above. We have battlefield which are data-driven ones, which means that we have now commanders that sit in their offices, let's say, and see all the battlefield. And they know that what happens with what, when, and where, because of the data that they are extracting from all different platforms and even from the soldier. So if I want to know what happens now that once I send, for example, a vehicle or UAV and there is a problem, or all systems are operating electrified wise, that's very important. And I need to create this data. So being electrified allows me that, not just for the subsystems and the system, but also for the electricity level.